Hey guys, Rock here with another World of Warplanes video. This time we'll be doing some quick first reactions to the 1.6 common test server, which just went up today. One of the first things you'll notice when you come into the garage is you get this compensation notice for experience and credits that have been spent for modules that have been moved from the game. With the way they changed up the new multi-role fighter classification, certain fighters don't get things like rockets and cannons and certain modules anymore, so they took those away and gave you a credit. Looks like I'll be getting a bonus of about 24,000 XP and 158,000 credits, which XP is probably about what I was expecting, but I really thought I would have had more credits coming than that, but I guess we'll see. Here we are. I'm in the standard hangar right now. Looks like they took my premium account away, but hey, whatever, let's change that here. Actually, I'm going to hold off on doing that first. I want to see something else first. Another thing that's been added is that we have the new Tier 7 premium aircraft have been added into the game. So let's see here. Yep, there they are. The tier, organized by tier. Tier 7 premiums look like they go for about 6,400-ish in gold. So I guess that's probably about what I was expecting as far as price. Typically, every time you go up a tier, it doubles the gold price. When you go from 5 to 6, it goes from 1,600 to 3,500. I was expecting somewhere around 7, so it's actually a little less than that. Not too bad a deal, I guess. And just for fun, let's take one out. I've heard that the XP75 is a lot of fun. I've been really curious to try the 190A8 though, so we'll give that a shot. Let's see, I get 2 30s, 2 20s, and 2 13.2, so it's pretty strong there. Just put API on for most things. I'm going to give solid core a try here on 1.5. I had been using HE for most of my cannons, but I want to try solid core here again just to see what, if any, changes they have made to the gunnery model. See if cannons got any stronger again finally. And we'll go ahead and apply that. Paint. Another thing that was supposedly changed is the hangar was adjusted. Oh, there's a bonus camo in for that already. Nice. The hangar was changed to use multiple cores for some things, which is supposedly intended to make it more responsive on some slower systems. But if you've already got a fast system that can run pretty well in single core mode, I guess it's going to look mostly at that. I haven't gone looking at my task manager yet to see how much or which core it's hitting. And, well, unfortunately they don't have my favorite eyes and teeth nose art on this plane anymore, which this is disappointing, but that's okay, I guess. Let's see, we do still have the crew tab split out all by itself, which I really dislike. I wish they would get back to that, but at least we still do have the option over here to change the crew without having to drill into this. Everything else in the hangar looks more or less the same. You can take a quick look at the tech tree here. Notice we do have the new multi-role section laid out here in the Soviet tree. And then we also have the new MiG tree here as well, which I'll have to be giving a try here in a minute. Pretty excited about those. And let's see, for Germany, again, yeah, we have a multi-role line. It splits off from the HE. The 190s are classed as multi-role until it goes back to fighter for the TA-152. No surprise there. And for the US, again, the multi-role fighters, if you remember back in beta, these were classed as carrier-based fighters for a while, and then they did away with this distinction, and they brought it back at this time for every tech tree, so it's a little different there now. Notice the new XP75 is showing over here as a premium. For Japan, we have the new premium showing, and the lower tier fighters are as fighters and the upper ones as multi-role. This seems a little confusing for me because the Zeros always had bombs before too, and historically they were naval fighters and carrier-based fighters, so you would think they would have greater parity with the Corsair lines in the US, but hey, it is what it is. And for the UK, strangely, the multi-role fighters are only the lower tiers, and they split into heavy and fighter. This is another, seems like an oddity. If nothing else, it seems like something like the Mosquito and the Bow Fighter really probably should have been set out as multi-role, as they were typically used in that way historically anyway. I'm not exactly sure what their reasoning here was on these. Perhaps it was just for balance reasons, I don't know. And China, of course, we still have just the regular premium aircraft. So, let's take it out here and see if we can get a fight. Just for fun, before we do this, I am going to I have a more experienced pilot I want to put in this premium aircraft. And we'll just do that real fast, just so I can really see what the aircraft itself is like. Something else I want to see before as long as I'm thinking about it. We were expecting at some point that we were going to get the P-51K for the Chinese line, but no, it does not look like it's in there yet. We just have the ones that were announced, the Yak-3RD, XP-75, J4M, and the other two are the F-190A8, which I've already bought, and there's also the Meteor Mark I, which you may have if you completed the monthly mission in July. So let's give it a shot here, see what happens. There are 23 in queue right now, which is, for the test server, pretty good. A little quicker than expected. Hint screen is still about the same. We drew the hidden airbase map. Let's see. My 190A8 got more firepower than the F4U4. About what expected. Better altitude performance. Interesting. Okay. Same altitude performance as a P-51A. Interesting. And greater speed as well. Notice we do have the icon change here as well. We have this little inverted curved triangle dealie.
Good hunting.
And it looks like it kept my mouse settings. Check something quickly here. That's pretty much what I've been using. I do want to... Well, actually, I'm going to give these a shot. Let's see what they do. I had not been using them on the regular server because it felt like they messed up my aim. Actually feels surprisingly smooth, considering that I'm only getting 160 or so ping. I'm noticing that when I make a turn, it doesn't... It still kind of wants to dip my nose a little bit now and then, but not as badly as it did with those augmentations turned on 1.5. Looks like some fairly promising changes to the control setup. And I'm just now realizing I forgot to put my rockets on this plane. Oh well. That would be my Corsair up there. Yeah, there it is. I was too busy screwing around, didn't really bother to gather much altitude here, so let's see. Looks like the reticle has been changed somewhat. So far I can't really tell if they've finally fixed the reticle problem or not. I'll have to see if we can look at that in a minute. I was afraid he would do that. Sounds do seem quite nicer. There was a new sound engine added, supposedly. They do seem like they have more depth to them now. And overall sounds a little bit clearer. Doesn't sound as tinny as it did before. I really kind of like the sound now. This guy's gonna kill me, isn't he? My teammate got him. Excellent. And I can just drive around and listen to those cannons. That's pretty nice. And interestingly, I can hear my opponent's cannons from quite a distance. It's interesting. Let's see if I can finish him off here now. Got him. That was pretty much of a snapshot there with that cannons, and it seems like it connected pretty well. It's some promising changes for the gunnery so far. Let's see if I can get down here and attack a ground target. Let's see if they finally got around to fixing the reticle problem that had been in since 1.3. Let's see if we can tell here. Whoops. Lawn dart. Real quickly, it did kind of look like the cannons were hitting fairly true to the reticle. I'll have to do a more deliberate test here in a moment. We'll see. See, I'm going to let my team finish him off. But so far, initial impressions are pretty positive. Let's see. Let's drill in here a little more. This all looks about the same. All my custom controls stayed, carried over. I'm just using the SD mode right now, actually. I'm meaning to do that. Just because I haven't bothered to download the HD client yet, I'll have to do that here in a little bit. You can change the color of the lead compensating point. They had promised in 1.5 that you would have the ability to configure the color of ground targets to help you sort out the visual noise introduced, especially when they increase the render distance. So far, I don't see anything like that, though, so that's a little bit of a disappointing, but kind of beginning to get used to it anyway. Well, it all looks about the same. So I don't have enough gold right now to try it anymore. The premium aircraft. That's You lost that one? What? How did you guys have lost that? I thought that one was in the bag. Granted, it didn't help that I crashed, but hey. Now this is interesting. On the present 1.5.1 server, IL's got a really disproportionate amount of credits and XP for doing ground damage. Here, he did 13,000 ground damage, which is not too bad, and almost 200 air damage to boot. And, well, he got more XP. He got the most XP on the team, more than me, which I guess shouldn't be all that surprising. It doesn't look as lopsided as it was before, but it looks like there's still quite a bonus for ILs doing ground damage as far as XP goes. So that could be, depending on how you look at it, both a good thing or a bad thing. End of battle screen looks pretty much the same. Well, let's try that again. Looks like they've improved the cinematic shots here during the queue as well, a little bit more visually interesting. Actually, I'm going to quit out of here. Well, let's not. We'll go to a training room here and see if we can check the reticle issue real quickly. Well, let's see the new Halluf map. It's been changed around. And there is now, the infamous autofill bots button. Interesting. They just put one each side, one each side. Okay. I gotta admit, that's kind of clever. I have to turn that cinematic thing off again. Notice the sounds are a little bit different there. Oh, and of course I walked into the IL. I really should have put rockets or bombs on this thing. There's stuff flying there. See if I can line up on the distant target level. What's behind that sand dune there? Is it? Can I get anything out of that? There we go. It looks like they fixed it. Oh my goodness. There was no change between the zoomed in camera and cannons are back. I like it. I like it. I really like it. This is actually really nice to see. That was a long-standing issue with the reticle alignment that they just now finally fixed. Let's see what his tail gunner does to me. The tail gunners were crazy strong in 1.5.1. And then in a second here we'll fly over AA. They have added high altitude AA all over the place now as well. Come on man, just put me on your tail. I'll be nice. His tail gunner missed me there, looks like. That's interesting. He's shooting at me, he's shooting at me. 88, 83. Well, he's certainly taken off some, but it's not nearly as strong as it was before. Although he could still finish me if I decide to get back here and hang out too long. So it looks like, well, actually, I don't know, that's a pretty strong tail gun. Let's see if I can even get around to finishing in time. Seems like the hits. Well, yeah, he did get me. So yeah, still got to watch out for tail gunners. let's do that again. I want to check that high altitude anti-aircraft fire.
Good hunting.
See, how high should we try it at? Engine sounds are noticeably different too. There's a different timbre to the engine as your speed increases. Oh, listen to that. That's pretty nice. Sound overall is quite a bit improved. So here I am, 2,000 meters. Let's fly over where the big fort is here. Alright. Well, now that is interesting. Looks like they have gotten rid of the big high point targets. If I remember right, there used to be a pretty large 20-point target down there somewhere. And it looks like I just took an AA hit from 1,000 meters. It's not real high altitude, I guess. And it's definitely punishing me. Look at that. Right over there, 9U. Cannons are definitely still around. And the collision still works. So, I guess that's it for now. We're getting a kind of long video here. I'll do some more detailed testing and see if I can put up another video later. Thanks for watching. Good hunting. See you next time.